Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Magia, exedra. Things just refuse to stop happening in this game. First of all, it was their first year anniversary, and that was a whole big thing. And then right after that, they had the April Fools, and now we have this going on. I'm gonna admit something. I'm not gonna LARP. I did not watch this show, and to be completely honest, I don't actually even know what the show is or is called or anything to do with this. But you know, let's go in. It's late and it's time to ease ourselves down with Magia, etc. You know, who doesn't love a little bit of Magia, exedra before bed, just to really work out the Well, I guess since I have you guys here for now, I thought that this was really funny when I saw it come up on Twitter when I was browsing that. When I saw this, I was like, "Oh, another thing?" Like, there's already so much happening. There's already so many banners to pull on right now. I mean, like, Exedra Crisis just came out. That, other thing just came out. Like, the content it runneth over. The cup runneth over with new content for Magia, etc. And I'm all here for it. I'm not gonna complain even a little. Oh, well, here we go. I assume some sort of cinematic will play. Really? Well, kiss me and call me a liar, because it didn't happen. Collab celebration login bonus. Yeah, I literally have no idea what the show is. It's not even vaguely familiar to me. I don't think I've ever seen it in my life. But I think this is really cool. So, not all cool things have to be oh. Well, seems I spoke too soon. All new Kyoku. Wow. She's a bat, you guys. Oh, she's got okay. Kiss shot. I mean, on the bright side, they still kept it as magical girls, so they're not that out of place. I mean, they're obviously Monogatari. Oh, is that I've heard of this one show. It's called Bakemonogatari. Is that same show? It's gotta be. Magical girls. Oddities. Oh, is that what they're called? And yeah, that's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that music is supposed to be playing right now, but I'm in streamer mode, so it's nice and dead silent, thankfully. I didn't want to get overstimulated and have music play. That would have been too just hyper activating for me at such a late time in the day. Okay, well, okay, that was actually very hype. I was initially just gonna be like, oh hey, they said the thing, that's cool. And then they even said their own thing too. Alright, that was neat. See what I mean? Look at this. Look how many dots are here. These are all different things that are happening. Okay, well, yeah, no. These are all different things that are currently happening right now. And It's like, oh my god. Woof. Holy Christ. There's so many things happening right now that they have to give me a second pop-up with even more. Okay, actually, wait, I need to go back and, like, see some of this. To get a Monogatari series collab featured, Monogatari series, each times 2. Oh. Can we just talk about how, like, they actually just don't give you enough of these at all? Like, we need more orbs. I thought these ones would be the problems, but you can get these ones from just doing the daily raids. So these ones are actually less of a problem than these ones. If you like want to really stack up a team of one element, like, good luck. Wow. They're just spoiling us, guys. They're just spoiling us. Jesus. Jesus. My God. Alright. Thank you. Thank you, exedra. Whole my... Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Wow. How long has it been? What, 10 minutes and we're finally into the game? Look at that. Is that a thing of beauty or no? Delicious. My free rewards. Alright, let me check the recording real quick. Seems like the recording has gotten better since last time, just as I promised. If only slightly. If only slightly. Alright. I think we can officially begin with a little hello to you all. Welcome to yet another little relaxing track of album 3 of just playing exedra. I did say that I probably wouldn't make a lot of these, but I loved it so much the first time I did it, and the thought of doing it again, it just kinda just excited me, you know? I just really wanted to. 20, wow. Whew. Yeah. They got a long 30 days, huh? But yeah, the oh wow, actually non-copyrighted music. The idea of just like coming back and doing just another like simple little thing, one of these, it just like was just a pleasant idea, and I just kind of wanted to, because I feel like it lets me just decompress a little. And also just because I was kind of thinking, right, like if I'm spending my free time like playing Magia exedra anyway, and I'm like talking to myself, like doing this anyway, why not just record it? Like, very little actually changes due to the fact that I'm recording this right now. If I wasn't recording it, then just obviously I wouldn't be addressing the fact that it's recorded. But other than that, that's about all that would be different. Like, I'd still be just playing exedra, yapping up an absolute storm to myself. But enough about the fact that I am recording this. Let's move on to what the meat and potatoes are here. So, obviously, we have a little something going on here, and I don't wanna. I'm not actually sure about this at all. But I think that they're made by the same people. That's purely speculation, by the way. There is absolutely nothing backing that claim. That is just pure like fantasy. There is nothing that actually has, you know, led me to thinking that is the case. But yeah, I just wanted to play exedra again because, I mean, I love Magia exedra, just for starters. And then secondly, I just love talking to you guys, because why not? And also, it really didn't sit right with me how last time I sort of just like, I just kind of ran with a recording, and it didn't really work. Anytime I was doing like anything that wasn't just the reading, it was just straight up not working. So with that in mind, I wanted to sort of go it again. I hit the wrong thing. I sort of wanted to go it again, and hopefully this time beat. She has nothing at. Whoopsie doopsie. I wanted to go it again, and just like hopefully this time, you know, hit it off just a bit better. Just a smidge. But yeah, I thought that would be. I thought that would doing, you know, going in for seconds here. You know, it's never so wrong. So, to start on to some slow and peaceful storytelling. How was everyone's spring break? Huh? I'll give you all a moment to think of how you want to answer that. About how all of your spring breaks were. Did you think about it? Did you think long and hard about it? I hope you did. Counting on you. Anyway, I had a really good spring break, I would say. I would say my spring break was quite exceptional. I don't really think that there's much that I can actually complain about my spring break, other than the fact that I kinda wish it was just longer. Now, I know that's like nothing groundbreaking, right? But an increased damage dealt to enemies with at least one element of 2%. This does not seem... I mean, the speed by 9.4%. It's kind of nice, but... This one's like... I guess it's only on break, though. Yeah, never mind. I know that's just like such a generic thing to say, right? It's like, oh, you wish your break was longer? Yeah, everyone does. Join the club. And I get that, but I really do think that it should be a longer break, because for me, spring break, it's just not that long. It really just isn't. Spring break is basically like, I swear, like, if the demon schools that maybe had it their way, right? In their perfect world, we just wouldn't even have spring break. Just straight up. That just wouldn't even be a thing that we do. I think that they would adore that. Just not giving us spring break. They would love that. I just realized I hit single play and not the multiplay. Well, we're thugging it out. But even though my spring break was like, it like really flew by, I was still able to do quite a lot. Even I actually kind of forget some of the stuff I was even able to do, just because it was kind of such a plethora almost. The first like solid few days, I spent from like, so like this is before spring break actually started. I went from like Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday, to Monday working on track 6 for album 2. And that was pretty nice, because I ended up really proud of how that ended up. I thought it was a pretty half decent track, to be honest. Yeah, you know what? God damn it. I would say it was our best so far. You know, I think definitely my favorite thing about kind of making videos is just like the improvement you get to see is constant. Even if like you're not getting the most views, right? And I don't even do this for the views anyway. I do this because I enjoy it. I like it. And I think that... Oh, she said Mitakihara. I caught that. How it feels when, like, amongst the Japanese, you hear, like, one English word. I mean, that wasn't even an English word, but you get it. It's one word I could understand. Anyway. So, I think that if you like something, and you're, like, really passionate about it, it's very important that you don't kind of ruin it for yourself, right? Because I started doing this because I felt I had a sort of obligation almost to Madoka herself, to educate the masses with my theories. And then as for all the other stuff I do, nobody wants to actually watch Magia Record. I think most people would rather watch a goofy video than the actual show. Even though I make videos longer than the episodes of the show, by the way. I think even then, people would somehow still prefer to watch a longer video than the shorter episodes. I think that's just how sort of the minds of the modern day just sort of compute. And that might be just like absolutely stereotypical, but I feel like almost I would do that, right? Let's say there was a show, like, especially since Magia Record is just a part of Madoka Magica, it's like a branch of it. It's not actually something you need to watch. Like, you, by all means, don't need to watch it. I firmly believe that you don't even need to watch it for Valpurgis Nacht Prize. I don't think you need to watch anything other than Rebellion and Madoka Magica for Valpurgis Nacht Rising. I mean, if you really want, you could probably watch, like, the little movies they made, because they added little extra scenes to those. And I just gotta say, whoever, like, I had, like, a funny kind of quip I said to myself. I was thinking about how, if I were to make a video about how, like, just a big, all-around sort of recap, or dive, whatever, maybe, right? On just, like, Madoka Magica as a franchise, I kind of thought that, like, an opening line of mine would be like, if you think that you understood Madoka Magica just from watching it once, I can tell you right now, you absolutely didn't. Because the creator didn't even understand Madoka Magica the first time he made it. Which is why he had to make it 5 different times. Or 4 different times. Because if you really think about it, Madoka Magica, just the show, you know, is a story that is literally told pretty much the same, but 4 different times. Crushing blow. You have to be pulling my actual chain right now. You're telling me the debuffer and the defender get crushing blow, and then the breaker doesn't. Somebody please answer me. Like, can breakers even get crushing blow? I swear I have one with crushing blow, but they just don't like getting them anymore. I got it once, and that was just the jackpot. The high I forever chase from now also quickly, just if you were wondering what that team composition was, none of those Kyoku have their EXs. So I just kind of put a ragtag team together to try and at least get one EX. To which I didn't, but you know. Let's imagine what if I had, you know? That would have been pretty sweet, no? You know what I might do? This is a debatable call, but I might turn the music off. But do I wanna though? Do I wanna? What does this mean? Oh. I feel like I don't really want to. Give me voice of. I feel like it's just a little. I don't even know. You know what? Maybe I'm just being a bum. Anyway, I'm gonna turn. Oh, I forgot that the volume's actually connected to my headset and not the computer. I swear I was not listening to this at 100 volume and complaining. I swear. Okay. Anyway, what I was saying, basically, was as far as, like, and I'm talking about Gen Urobuchi here, like John Madoka, alright? Like, he is the Madoka Magica. He made this story, like, literally 5 or so different times. And that is just really, really funny to me. Why is Miyaba here? It's supposed to be not Madoka. And that is just really, really funny to me, because you have the 12 episode series, Puella Magi, Madoka Magica. That is the first telling of that story. Then you have the manga for Madoka Magica. I did not know this at the time, but the manga was made while the show was running and then somehow caught up and then started to deviate a little bit somehow. I have to be so honest. I literally don't understand how that's even possible. If you have the same guy writing it, how does that happen? What do you mean it started to deviate slightly? Like, we just started to just veer off course? Guys, it's drifting. The plot, guys, the plot's drifting. What do we do? Gen, it's going off course. What do we? Oh God, what have we done? Oh God. Like, literally, is that what happened? I don't get it. Because when I think about it, right? I don't even know why they started doing that in the first place. Like, that's like the most, like, they like knew they had a banger on their hands, right? That was some confidence right there. Because they made a manga for a show that wasn't even done. That show didn't even finish, man. Right? The bankroll didn't even come in. The paycheck was not even quite there. And they were like, you know what we need to do right now? Make a book. Make a manga. And then they were so good at making the manga that by the time they caught up, they were like, okay, we could low-key take a risk here and get messy. And what if we add details that just weren't in the anime? I like some of the changes in the manga, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of like I'm low-key like Jane Juliet sometimes when it comes to like Madoka Magica. I promise that through my journey, one day I will reach a noble status where I am a wise and knowledgeable sage in all of Madoka Magica. But currently I just kind of act like I am. I'm not. Currently I like to sometimes I like to think I am, but it's like I know I'm not. Have I read the Madoka Magica manga? No. But I do own it. I do own it. I own it, so if anyone ever accuses me, they're like, clearly you didn't even read it. I would just send a picture of it to them. They're right, I didn't read it, but it makes it seem like I did because I do own it. I also own the Rebellion manga, and I specifically only read the little comic that was at the very, very end, where Sayaka is a prince and almost has to kiss Homura. I thought that was like low-key. That was like writing genius, I'm not gonna lie. Because they made Sayaka the person whose blood boils with eternal rage, right? A hatred akin to the Doomslayer and demons, as Sayaka has for Homura Akemi. They were like, you know, it would be a fire comic to put at the end of Rebellion after Sayaka has to witness all of her friends get betrayed after she came back for some reason to go and help Homura. We should like low-key imply that they have to kiss. Now that's peak writing. Anyway, so the manga, the show, and then the movies. Because the movies also have slight deviations. They have slight extra scenes. So now we have told this story 3 different times. Now we have the Madoka Magica portable game. And it is genuinely... I goddamn hate old anime because they just love doing stuff like this. You know who else is guilty of doing some actual BS on like this? Evangelion. Evangelion. Evangelion will like make a game on that can only be played on a arcade machine, and only 4 of them were made in the world, and they will make a fully fleshed out game, and it will be absolutely pivotal to explaining some of the most asked questions. But yeah, it will only be on like I just said, like a literal just absolute slop just machine, bro. Speaking of slop and machine, Madoka Magica has a slot machine that actually has real scenes and lore in it. I'm gonna let that sink into you right now. Alright, you let it sink in. So, Madoka Magica Portable has such pivotal insight that it is atrocious that there is no... That Madoka Magica Portable game is a goddamn crime to just Madoka Magica as a whole, by the way. Because not only do you have to play a game that's on a PSP, but you have to somehow find a means of acquiring a PSP. I really wanted to be the, like, I can't even, words can't even express how badly I wanted to be this guy. I wanted to have a real PSP with a real copy of Madoka Magica Portable, so that if I ever play it, like I am doing with exedra right here, if I ever play it like this, then I would never be able to have someone be like, you're a dirty pirater, you pirated this game, you didn't even, you say you love Madoka Magica so much, but you didn't even have the decency to do that. Yeah. I absolutely wanted to be that guy, right? I wanted to have a PSP and play Madoka Magica Portable on said PSP. The way that Madoka intended, you know, the way the Great Divine had intended for us all to play Madoka Magica Portable. But I was looking at how much just getting a PSP is. That's not happening. And I could only imagine how much getting a copy of Madoka Magica Portable could be, because they stopped making just both pieces to this puzzle, you know? There is no more PSP manufacturing, and there is also no more copies of Madoka Magica Portable being produced. So when you kind of get hit by the double whammy wombo combo here, you kind of just have to sit and think to yourself for a moment. Maybe we just ain't getting that, you know? And here's like the biggest icing on the cake. Let's say I just like, I don't know, got hit by like stubborn energy, you know, whatever. Something just inside me just decided that I needed to get the physical copy and the PSP, right? If I were to do that, that money that I'm spending, that an exotic amount of money, by the way, that I'm spending, is in no way, shape, or form going to Sony or Aniplex or Studio Shaft. No, that money that I am throwing my limbs for is just going to the Discord moderator that so happens to own a copy of this game. Okay? That's who that money is going to. And you really think I'm gonna sit here and consciously fund that guy? No. No, I'm not gonna do that. So that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back for me. Because to be honest, if I had to pay like $500 total for a PSP and that game, but I at least knew that my money would actually be going to Studio Shaft, I think I honestly would have done it. I really think I would have. But it's the fact that I would be spending so much money and like literally for borderline no reason. Because it wouldn't even be going to them. It would be going to just some dude. So, for that reason alone, well, not that reason alone. That reason coupled with the fact that I'd be spending $1 bazillion, and it would be secondhand, I was just like, you know what? Maybe we're just not doing that. So, yeah, I just got this, like, PSP emulator on my computer, and I downloaded a version of the Madoka Magica Portable game. And something that's also kind of funny, let's say, like, I don't know, I found a genie even, and I just like, point being, I just have the PSP game, right, and the PSP. I just have it. Let's say I just have it, I still have to put it on my computer anyway, or, you know, do whatever and whatnot, because there's no official translation. They just didn't want people to play this game, I swear. And I don't know why, because like I said earlier, they made this game so pivotal. And Gen Urobuchi, the big dog, the big man at the helm, wrote for this game. And you know what's funny? In his new movie, coming for August, right? The movie that literally everyone has been waiting for. He draws from this game. Sayaka's redesign is explained in this PSP game. There's so many just things explained in that PSP game. Too many. Too many. But anyway, that stuff is all in the PSP game. A game that is, like, at this point almost designed to not be played by human beings. Because no dub, not produced, and on the most niche system in quite possibly all of the human race. Just like a delightful combo for the ages here, really. Anyway, so I will, of course, plan to be finishing that before the movie in August, because it has such, you know, heavy lore implications. And so obviously I want to do that. But I am playing that game with a friend, and he, or she, I should say, she is taking longer than I expected to sort of get through it with me. She has become a rather busy person as of late, a little unexpectedly even. And you know, I can't throw too much smoke. I mean, she is playing it with me at the very least. But like, you know, why are we taking so long? What was I right? I digress. I digress. So that's, now we have the manga, the movies, the show, the PSP game. 4 different, well, the same story 4 times, just a little different each time. We really are the Evangelion of magical girls. And so, with that, we then make another show. And this show is also slightly different. I think it's like, I don't even know how it's different. I basically don't know anything. But it aired on Japanese television not too long ago, closer to when the movie was, you know, when the movie was going to release in Mythos, basically. Back when the fairy tale, you know, back when the boy who cried wolf said that the movie would be indeed releasing in February. Yeah, the myth heard around the world here. Back when that was the quote-unquote truth. When that was happening, they aired this show, well, Madoka Magica, but it was, again, it was different. I don't know how different, again, like, for all I know, maybe they just slightly changed the animation, you know, maybe they just gave a little bump, a little touch-up, you know. Maybe they just took the whole show and put it, like, with, like, a saturation filter. Entirely possible. Absolutely entirely possible that that was all that they did. But they revamped it. It aired on Japanese television. And that was the 5th official, backed up by Gen Urobuchi, telling of Madoka Magica for the 5th time. Madoka Magica was so fire. Gen was like, you know what? I feel like telling this story 5 times. They didn't get it the first few times. They need to tell, like, but like on the 5th time, that's like, that's when it clicks. I don't think he was necessarily like too crazy for doing that, because to be honest, I actually think, like, the more you watch Madoka Magica, like, the better it gets. The more you think about Madoka Magica, the better it gets. Unless you're Studio Shaft. Then it's quite the opposite, actually. This is true for everybody but Studio Shaft, just so you know. Just so everyone knows. This applies to everyone but them. For them, the more they think of Madoka Magica, the worse it is for everybody. Because they just love just like pumping out like I don't like, this sounds really harsh to like say it this way, but just like slop. Like they just pump out slop, bro. If you search up right now how many like manga there are for Madoka Magica just as a series, as a franchise, it's like more than 100. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there is 100 plus, like, god damn it, it might even be 200 plus, I don't even know. There's that much manga for Madoka Magica. Do you want to know how much of that manga is canon? Like, 5.5 of them at best. That's at most, okay? That's the 3 manga for the original series, Rebellion, and then like the part where I'm like and a half is the Wraith's arc, because that's like, you know how like scientists will like declare like a discovery, but it has 1 billion exceptions, and it actually only happens on a Tuesday when it's raining, but the wind chill is specifically at 53. That's like the Wraith's arc, bruh. It is canon when people just kind of want it to be canon that day, you know? I feel like the Wraith's arc is, and again, this is like actually like Jane Juliet amount of LARPing here, because I haven't read it, but from what I know, it's still not canon. Gen didn't write that, but it from what I know, this is just from what I know, and again, I don't know a lot, so don't hold me to this. From what I know, the Wraith's arc is a part of Madoka Magica that could be true. It could have happened how it happens in the Wraith's arc. It is possible that that happened how it happened in the Wraith's arc. But there is nothing saying that it did happen how it happened in the Wraith's arc. The Wraith's arc is canon because it does happen, but the Wraith's arc manga is not canon because there is nothing saying that it happens how it happens in the manga for the Wraith's arc. And if your head is spinning right now, that's totally normal, because hell, I hardly even understand it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like Madoka Magica, I love it to death, right? But it's just like it complicates itself needlessly. And then people get confused, and then I can't even blame people when they get confused. That's not true. I actually do still usually end up blaming people when they get confused, but I shouldn't, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. So, it's kind of hard when people will like debate things about Madoka Magica, like online, right? You go on Reddit and whatever, and you see this and that and the other thing. Because it's kind of like, this is one of the favorite sayings of one of my friends. The blind leading the blind. That's kind of how it feels. It kind of is like the blind leading the blind. Because you're not quite sure what's canon and what's not. I'm not quite sure what's canon and what's not. So, what you kind of think is canon, like, I swear, like, what's canon has almost become a matter of opinion. At least, that's how the people on Reddit treat it. But I would never treat it that way. In my opinion, if it's like, Madoka Magica is made by the Holy Quartet there, right? The four. I think they have to reach like a Knights of the Round Table agreement that X like if all four of them agree that X thing is canon, it's canon. No ifs and or buts. It's canon. Just flat out. Flat out, it's canon. Now, if they make something and two of them agree it's canon, it's not canon. That does, if two of them agree, it doesn't make it 50% canon, right? Doesn't do that. It's just not canon. It's just not. It's not. It's not at all. If we can't agree unanimously, it's just not canon. And I think that's what a lot of people don't agree with, and that's my stance on things. So it's like a lot of people will be like, they'll use Scene Zero, right? They'll use Scene Zero's manga and story, and they will say that that's canon. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure it's, but like people die on these hills. People fall on these swords, advocating, preaching of the canonicity of what is essentially provably wrong. But yeah, I find it rather humorous that Madoka Magica, just that story, right? Madoka Magica, just that story, is a story that has been told, like, almost verbatim, slight deviations, 5 different times. And what's like the funniest part of that is you would think like, oh well, Madoka Magica has been around for like 13 years. Of course it's gonna get some retells. And you would think that, like, that's kind of normal. But the amount of times when Madoka Magica was retold was like all in the same year. This story got redone 4 times in the span of like a year and a half, because they had Madoka Magica, they had the manga come out at the same time, then it was done, then they had the recap movies, and during the recap movies was also during Rebellion. When Rebellion came out, the PSP game came out shortly before, and this was like from 2011 to 2013. So Madoka Magica is a story that is retold a total of 5 times, but 4 of these times take place in the first 2 years. If that isn't something, I don't know what is. Yeah? Because that's something. That's something, people. I think people underestimate the power of confidence. Not necessarily like having confidence like as in yourself. You can do it. Whatever you put your heart to, if you just believe enough, you can do anything, right? Not exactly like that. I think people underestimate the confidence in just like speaking, just like your tone. What? How do I have a 261% bonus in this? That is so weirdly specific. What is doing it for me right now? What is given? This is a very, very interesting spread of characters. What the hell? So we have the 2 portraits from... Okay. Yeah, let's just, like, throw everything and see what sticks, right? Because why not? So, we have the 2 portraits from the last event, and then just the box witch, because why not? We have Kyoko's daughter, I don't even know who this is. And then the entire Magia record Goon Squad, and then, of course, the collabs. I have not realized this until just now, but I have half of this team at Ascension 1, and I don't even have Felicia, who so far is actually my favorite of the team. I like, oh, that's great for me. I'd do that every day, shoot. Shoot, I'd do that every day, sure. I really like Iroha and Magia, etc. I like her more than her in Record. She's like, this is so hilarious to me, but there are genuinely times in Magia, etc., the Pop Team Epic style comic, where Iroha is more intelligent in this, like, morning paper, absolute, like, silly, goofy core comic than she is in what is supposed to be a deep and psychological anime. Like, I literally can't advocate for this enough. At least right now. Like, I am 6 episodes deep into Magia Record, and I do like a passing grades level amount of, like, analysis in each episode. Iroha Tamaki is just genuinely, like, she's dumb. Like, she's actually, like slow. And it's just hilarious to watch, because you can't even, like, sit there and say, like, she's shy. Because, like, she is kind of bad in social interactions. Like, she is very, like, background. Like, you can tell she doesn't handle arguments correctly, and that's, like, part of her character. You can't even say it's just that. She's just, like, actually stupid. Like, literally, just, like, textbook definition, actually, just, like, not intelligent. In so many instances. There's a moment where Not Madoka jumps off of a railing into an attack, and then just, like, rolls over and gives up. She is walking down an alleyway, and it is, like, if I saw this alleyway in real life, I would never walk down it, because I would think I would be killed and murdered. And if I was a high school girl, I think a lot worse things would befall me if I walked down an alleyway that looked like that. And Iroha walks down this alleyway and says the mythical, legendary line of something along the lines of, like, it is literally, like, she says something like this. She's like, oh, this is what such an interesting part of town. Like, she actually says something like that. It's the same energy. It's the same, like, message that's being, like, brought across. Like, she's just like, oh, wow, what a quirky place. That's so dumb. Then she walks into a circus. Just blatantly run by witches. No, not even trying to hide it. Not even trying to hide it. And she just takes a swig of the Lucky Owl water. And this is all in the same episode, by the way. This is, oh, they selling this in keys now? How about that? Yeah, this is all in the same episode, by the way. So that's just, like, again, like, it's not even like she's just, like, shy or has bad social skills. She's just actually dumb. She's just, like, actually, like, has low intelligence. Either that or she just has, like, bad autism. which I don't think that's the case, but I always love to watch, like, this is kind of funny. I love, I come from, I migrated from the DDLC community over to Magica, and in there a lot of people liked to diagnose the characters with whatever and whatnot. And I think it does come from a place of love. I think almost like, more often than not, it's like a person who has, you know, autism themselves. They look at their favorite character and they like to imagine, you know, maybe their favorite character's on the spectrum, and that makes their favorite character like them almost, right? That's fine. But watching them like trying to like explain and justify it will never not be hilarious to me, because they just go off of every stereotype ever. Like, autism is a spectrum, you know? Every person experiences it differently. So, I feel like this is, like, the most winnable, like, the easiest, like, slam dunk ever, right? If anyone questions, like, what? How could you say blank is autistic, right? How could you say that? You're clearly wrong. Like, that's all you need to say. Is just like, well, everyone experiences it differently, right? That's all you need to say. But they don't do that. They don't do that. Instead, what they do is they try and, like, collect evidence, and then, like, sample their evidence next to stereotypes. I feel like that's the exact opposite way. But then for some reason that works. It's so weird. Reddit will never not be such a stupid place to me. I like watching these, like, YouTube documentaries that talk about how, like, Reddit just, like, is full of, like, geniuses, right? You know that cicada puzzle? Cicada whatever? That was cool. And it's like, it shows that there are people with real intelligence on Reddit. But I think it's more like, it's not that everyone on Reddit is an idiot. It's just mostly everyone on r/DDLC is an idiot. And everyone on r/Madoka Magica memes is an idiot. Yeah, I gotta tell you right now, if you're on just any anime meme subreddit, you're far from the light of any divinity, really. And that goes for any anime meme community, because, like, I just want you to, like, say that sentence to yourself out loud and just, like, have a little ponder, you know? Have a little think about how that sounds, about how that tastes in your mouth when you say that, okay? I want you to just plain, you know? Just be like, and then say your name, am in an anime meme community on Reddit. I want you to say that nice and slow. Make sure to insert your name so that you can really feel the heft to that sentence. Because I can almost guarantee to you, if you say it out loud, you feel a little dirty. And then I kind of feel like, if you're doing something that makes you feel at least a little dirty, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe why are you doing that? You know? That's me, though. I don't know. Right? Because it's just like, I feel like sometimes you really do just need to, like, brake check yourself. I mean, it's not that deep, right? It's not that deep. You're a part of an anime community, whatever. But I'm more speaking for other things now as a whole. Sometimes you really do just need to break check yourself, okay? Just a little moment to think. Because I feel like we live in a time where the unusual does become more normal each day, and in some ways that's wonderful. The important part of that is some. In some ways that is such a good thing. In other ways, man, couldn't be destroying humanity anymore, really. Regardless, I always just thought it was funny how people often try and justify their little takes and opinions, but they always play off of stereotypes. I feel like that's the worst way of explaining your point. Let's say I want to explain to you how I personally believe that, just let me think of just any character here, let me think. I personally believe that SpongeBob SquarePants has, like, ADHD. Okay, I guess that's actually a pretty easy case, but anyway. Let's just say I want to prove that, and then immediately my evidence, my proof, is just I dish out as many stereotypes that I can possibly conduct, and then I'm just like, boom, this is my evidence. I feel like people well, obviously people on Reddit aren't gonna be doing all that, but I feel like people on Reddit, they view stereotypes and statistics as the same thing. I get 100 people, right? I offer them a blue Gatorade and a red Gatorade, and then like 60% choose the red Gatorade. That means more people are likely to choose the red Gatorade. I think people think it's the same way with stereotypes. I think they think they're like so like definitive and like scientifical. They're not. At least not in most instances. You know? Let's say I'm just gonna like make up a stereotype right now. I'm gonna make up something. Madoka Magica fans all drink white Gatorade, right? That's just a stereotype. Madoka Magica fans, oh yeah, they love their white Gatorade. Let me tell you. You ever meet a Madoka Magica fan? I'm gonna tell you right now, pal. They're gonna steal your white Gatorade, right? People will treat that as like I said, like a statistic. But it's not. Let's say I put 100 Madoka Magica fans and I interview them and I ask, what's your favorite flavor of Gatorade? If the majority of them answer and say white Gatorade, then yes, it would be reasonable to assume that Madoka Magica fans enjoy white Gatorade most of the time. You can't, like, that's like a real statistic. We have proved that this is, like, evidently clear. That is so different than just, like, on the internet, people are like, hey, you know those Madoka Magic fans, they love their white Gatorade, with, like, absolutely no proof, and then just, like, conveniently, there's, like, 5 Madoka Magica fans, and they're like, yep, we love white Gatorade. And then everyone just believes it's like, oh, yep, true, I always knew. Definitive proof right here, people. The proof is in the pudding. I feel like if you want to have a strong case for just literally anything, it can be anything, don't use a stereotype as your main evidence. Use statistics. you're trying to fulfill the same thing, right? You're trying to get the same result. You're just missing the mark just a bit. You're just not quite there, you know? We're almost there, but we're not quite. Anyway, yeah, I always thought that was funny that that people would always just be like, yeah, X character, the autism because XY stereotype. Speaking of autism, actually, shoot, I messed up. I had a misinput there. I meant to get Sayaka to use her ability, but you know what? One more skill point for me to save. Am I right, lads, or am I right, lads? Good job, Kirika. You know, since we're on the topic of autism here, somehow I actually am kind of forgetting how I even got here. Since we're on the topic, there is this, like, girl with autism, and I just find her so just, like, adorable. It's not, like, debilitating or anything. It's just, like, I don't really know. I'm not like an expert in this, but she has some form of autism, right? And I just think she is just the cutest person, like, ever. And I hope that isn't, like, kind of mean or, like, rude or predatory or whatever to be saying. I don't think it is. I feel like that should be kind of like a nice thing to say even. But she is just such a sweet and, like, wholesome soul. And I think it's just, like, wonderful. She's just such a wonderful person. I love seeing her, just, like, her posts and whatnot. Because they're just always, like, they're just, like, adorable. And they put a little smile on my face, you know? They turn my frown upside down. And what's better than some of that, right? I also just think that it's becoming a lot more normal for most people to mostly be on the spectrum. My ELA teacher in grade 8 had this, like, I don't really know what to call it, a theory, I guess. I feel like calling it a theory is not, I feel like calling it a theory is not accurate to what it was, but she had this thing, she would say, where essentially she had a belief. Oh, yeah, I guess I could just call it a belief. She believed that absolutely everyone is on the spectrum. Everyone. And it's just not always as prevalent or as apparent as it is sometimes, simply because, you know, it is that spectrum, you know, it's different for each person, respectively. And I don't think she was quite right. I don't think she was quite right, but I also don't think she was quite wrong. I think if you want to, like, speak definitively, yeah, she was right, I guess. But I think she thought of herself as more right than she, like, realistically was. Sayaka, do we have your buff active? Yuletide Gleam. Yeah, we do. There's so many just, like, things here. Takes me back to Destiny 2. Takes me back to them good old days. Them good old days. Back when I used to rule the world. I used to rule the world. Seas rise when I gave the world. Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to roam. He's like almost breaking. Nah, not quite. We're not gonna get that break for a little bit. Is Kirika getting her ability at this point even worth it? Not really. Nah. I think this is... Yeah, I would say that was more worth it. Because he's gonna definitely break on this next turn, and then it's like, after that, our HP doesn't even matter. Big HP, no HP. Irrelevant by this point. Yeah. Sayaka, popular ability. Oh, that's... Well, that's just no fun. No. Kind of forgot that I was gonna do that as well. But yeah, TLDR, I know this girl. She's super wholesome and adorable. And she has the autism, and I think she's just a wonderful person. And no, I do not have a crush on her. I think that's another thing, you know? Or at least people like to tease me specifically about things like that. You give, like, anybody a compliment. You give anybody. Could be anybody. Literally anyone. You give anyone a compliment, and it's, like, instantly, like, it's like, oh, so you like this person? So, I hear wedding bells! Oh, I never knew that you had the hots for this person. How long has this widow endeavor been going on? Right. And it's just like, what happened to being homies? No? What happened to being friends? I was friends with this, this was just nuts to me, actually. I was friends with a girl I had in my psychology class. And I made a joke to one of my friends. This was like the most one-off, like, simplest joke ever. I was just, like, playing Valorant with him, right? And I said to him, like, I was kind of late, like, I was like, I texted him, and he was like, yeah, I'll be on in 5 minutes. And then I was on in, like, I don't know, 10. Like, sue me, right? We're all guilty of it. But anyway, when I came back, I was just like, here, let me come up with something, like, kind of coy just to say, right? You know, just something, like, just a little haha. Just something funny for me to cook up here. And so I say, in this moment, I'm like, yeah, sorry for being late. I was talking to my girlfriend. This is a clear joke. I don't have a girlfriend. And instantly, this guy just is like, he's like, oh, so you got with X girl in your psych class? No, I did not. But he just automatically assumed that just because it was one person I was talking to. I don't know, man. We just gotta, like, normalize being friends, huh? How about that? I don't want to pop this ult right now. I want to save this. Yeah, no, that'd be dumb to waste. But yeah, it is kind of harmless. Like, I feel like there's almost like it depends on, like, the day you catch me, right? It's like, maybe if you say it to me one day, I'd be like, ah, you funny heckin' guy, you're so silly, right? Say it to me on the wrong day, I'm like, man, shut up. You know what's like the kings of doing that though? Parents love doing that. I mean, anytime you bring up, I mean, well, like, when you're younger, at least, when you just bring up the opposite gender, just like as a whole, and it's like, oh, so who's your little friend, huh? Right, just instantly. That's like when you're younger, though. That's yeah. But anyway, I guess it's just like depends from person to person, right? But I feel like that's just like a parent thing to do. If to be fairness, if I was a parent, I feel I too would do this, right? That little notion of like your child mentions. You know what I would do though? I would just do it with everyone. My kid would just mention a person, and instantly I would be like, oh, so when you're gonna go on your first date? And this person could be anybody. I would just like teasing them about it, which is like really ironic because I was just that's like so ironic now that I think about it, because I was literally just like complaining that people do that, and now here I am saying like, man, I would so do that. But I would. But the point is, I would. And would it be funny? Hell yeah. To me at least. Would it be funny? Yeah, damn bet it would be. For me. Could you imagine, like, I'm assuming... this is a tough assumption, actually. What is even the target? Like, what even is, like, the age of Madoka Magica fans at this point, right? Like, what even is the age? Because you would assume it would be younger people, but it started so long ago, right? I have a sister, and she's the one that introduced me to Madoka Magica. And when she started watching Madoka Magica, she was the age that I, like, am right now. And the thing is, she is not that age no more. Far from it. And that's just hilarious to me, because... oh, nice, I kind of got this early. Guess I had good management this time around. But yeah, that's just hilarious to me, because it's like, me, right? When I was a child, actual fetus, infant, whatever, my older sister watched Madoka Magica. And now, I am the age that she watched it originally, and it is returning. That is such a beautiful and just wonderful thing to me. Because it's like, now I get to experience... I just say I as if I'm alone in this. Now me and my older sister get to experience this wonderful, beautiful franchise together in what is maybe, I don't know, could be, I guess, the conclusion. Have we received any like any confirmation that this is the end of Madoka Magica? Have we received any confirmation of that? I feel like part of me wants it, right? Part of me wants it. The other part of me begs, pleads that it doesn't happen. I sit there and I'm like, please don't be the end. Please don't be the end. Please don't be the end. Don't let it 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 be the end, right? I beg and I plead and I cry and I beg. Love me, say that you love me. Right, anyway. But I do that. Part of me just doesn't want it to ever end. And then the other part of me doesn't want it to drag forever. You know, I think things do need their end. But it's such a conflicting, like, I don't even know how to feel about it, man. Because it's like, I do think about it, and I'm like, how rad would it be, though, if, like, my kids, right? I'm watching goddamn Madoka Magica with them. Would that not be just nutty? I think it absolutely would be. I think that'd be so. That'd be something special. But then yeah, it's just like that other side of me. It's that other part where I'm just like, I don't know if I wanted to just drag it and drag and drag, right? I don't know. It's not an easy decision by no means. Kyoko, are you really gonna do anything with 200%? No. Thought I'd try it. I thought I would. I guess that makes sense. Kyoko's kind of big on like getting her big old percentages and whatnot. I'm pretty sure I just get like a fat break right here anyway, because it's just like break city in this piece. Counter break. I kind of like that little thing because it's like so unique. Never. How many times have you seen a counter break before? What even is that? You know. Land a crit, Yachio. Well, that was something at least. That was something at least, Yachio. Alright, let's end this guy. Let's toast this guy. Toast him, Kyoko. Woo! That's a big number. Can't even remember what I was talking about earlier. I'm just kind of locked into this all of a sudden. Something, I don't want Madoka Magica to drag itself too long because I do want it to stay a good series. I feel like Madoka Magica is already gone on for so long. I don't know if it was just how it was told in Exedra, but Oriko Magica actually has to be some of the silliest serious storytelling of all time. Because you got, like, there's silly storytelling, right? Like, comedy. There's silly storytelling. And then there is serious, silly storytelling. And that is Oriko Magica. When I watched Oriko, I guess watched is kind of accurate. When I, like, loosely watched, I don't know how to really explain it. When how do I explain this? Like, actually. I experienced Oriko Magica there. When I did that, I just gotta say, it was just a treat. It was just wonderful. It was splendid. Because I just literally thought that I didn't know true goofy storytelling until I just bared witness to the raw silliness of Oriko Magica. Cause that stuff is so just dumb. I really do kind of have to imagine that it was just like told really poorly in Exedra, maybe. I don't even know. But I literally couldn't stop laughing at like some of the things that ended up happening. And it got to the point where I think I actually really love Oriko Magica because I genuinely think it was so horribly written, but it was also like I could tell that they did genuinely try at the same time. But oh my god, it was just like so silly. That entire end, like that end where where Homer asks, "Why'd you do it?" "To protect my world," and then she gets shot in the face. Then, okay. Also, by the way, took an entire Kyoko spear to the stomach, right? Actually paled for honor style. Takes a bullet to the brain, just like that Bruno Mars song, right? Take a bullet to the brain for you. Right? She does that. And she gets up. She gets up. Right? She gets up. And kills Madoka. And then the little sister of that random girl, by the way, just like actual random who are you girl, just becomes a magical girl in the end and fights Valpurgisnacht. And then Madoka goes and like looks upon them in magical girl heaven, and she just like gives them forgiveness, I guess, and I didn't even know where to begin. Truthfully, I didn't even know where to begin. I was like, this is silliness beyond silliness, really. This is goofiness to a level that I didn't know we could really hit. But we could, and we did, and it was beautiful. Truly exquisite. Seems like the teams are a little more diverse than usual. Seems like Sayaka's a bit of a fan favorite here. Yeah. I like that Sayaka's good. That makes me happy. I feel like everyone from the Holy Quintinet should be good. I feel like the only one who isn't is like Kyoko, which is like really funny. Here's my 2 cents as somebody who's not like actually like good at Madoka Magica, as somebody who's not even good at Magia, exedra anyway. My just like 2 cents is that everyone from the Holy Quintinet and their variants, most of the time, they're always really good. Literally except for... Where's the speed one? Oh, wait, no. You should have that one. Sayaka should have the speed one. No, there's a 20% one. I know there is. No. No. Am I blind? On aqua attack, on break effect, damage, break, speed. That's only 15. I know you're here somewhere. I found it. Yes. I don't even know what to give Kirika here. Just whoever gives her the most defense. 61. Might be Alina. 30. 21. Damn. Kyoko, you're not very defensive, huh? I mean, I guess she is Ascension too, but I didn't know her stats were just like fat. What the hell was I talking about earlier? It's passionate too, I remember. I was using a passionate voice, and I just don't remember. I haven't a clue. I haven't a clue what I was talking about. I'm trying to think now. I actually am like really trying to think now. What was I talking about? Nah, well, I guess we'll never know. I was trying to do these like little raid fights. Oh wait, I remember now. I'm really glad that they made everyone from like the Holy Quintet like good. That made me really happy. Here's the thing. Kyoko isn't bad. It's just they made her an attacker, but they also made Homura an attacker. And from what I know, every Homura is nuts. Every Homura is a nuts. Like if you pull any Homura, that's a great occasion. Like all of them. Wraithsark Homura, nutty. Devil Homura, nutty. Homura, nutty. Moe-Mura, like I think she's part of the like, she's like elite or something. But yeah. And so I think the reason why like people got a lot of love for Sayaka. I personally think that Santa Sayaka, in my humble opinion, one of the best buffers in the game. If not the best support Kyoko buffer just around, right? That's me. Oh, wait. I have to save my ults because I have to, like, one-shot this guy in, like, one rotation. Because they have this little thing where they do a full heal, and it's like, alright, just be cringe, I guess. So yeah, you gotta ult pile up. You gotta ult stack. Cause watch, once that green little bug comes, he's gonna full heal him. And then we gotta do all our damage in like one phase and try and get this kill. We don't exactly have to get the kill just during the break. We just have to like basically get, well, I mean, I guess ideally during the break, but shortly after a 2 works. Yeah, see, there it is. There it is. But yeah, Kyoko just gets outshined, and I feel bad for fans. Because she has a debuffer, but it's not as good as, like, the Christmas Sayaka, from what I know. And then she has, her base form was an attacker, but it's not anywhere near as good as the Homuras. Then she has her baking one. I don't know how either of those two are. I don't know if they're very good, because I don't hear people talk about them. But there's, like, the baking mommy and the baking Kyoko, and maybe they're crazy, maybe they're not so crazy. I'm not too sure. Maybe they're... Oh, that was so the wrong ultimate. Oh my god, I actually just sold. Wow. Wait, did I just sell? I did. Okay, we actually might be cooked. I meant to press 2! I meant to press 2 for Santa Sayaka. Okay, wait, we actually might be super turbo cooked. That's so bad. I meant to press 2. I literally meant to press 2. Wow. That's really, really, really not good. If this green bug does the full heal again, then we're... Oh no, we're already cooked. Wow, we're already cooked. No, it's Raps. Oh, it's so Raps. Why did I do this? Why did I do this to myself? Yeah, no, we're like turbo cooked. Do I have to kill the green bug? Maybe that's the issue. I am not focusing on the green bug enough. And he is causing me much strife. Because the green bug's gonna go now and it's gonna heal him all the way, no? I feel like that's... Yes. It's gonna do that, and then I lose. So maybe it's almost I have to take out the green bug first. Either that, or maybe I shouldn't waste my Sayaka ult, and then maybe that would also, you know, help the situation. Just, you know, possibly. I'm just like trying to like brute force it right now. I'm just like seeing if that like... No, because the green bug is gonna like... I'm just like, I know he's gonna do it too. Which is just so just like scummy. I feel like if I didn't sell that Sayaka ult earlier, I actually would probably... I might have gotten the kill now. If I didn't sell that Sayaka ult, I would have done it. Yeah, restore HP. Alright, good. Alright, good. Yes, retry. That's so unfortunate. I just wasted so much time doing that. What the heck? But, as I was saying, I kind of wanted to do... this is what I was... Back to what I was saying at like the very start. I kind of wanted to just do this as almost like a little reward to myself, basically. Because it's just like, I have fun doing this. It's just nice. It's soothing. It's calming. It's a game that I like. It's a little change of pace, too. And I just thought to myself, I was like, okay, this guy's gotta go. I gotta, like, break him, though. And that's, like, so much resources I'm spending. Like, is it even worth it? Is it even killable? I don't think so. Look, it's, like, so... You know what? It's just, like, let's try it. Let's just pivot strategies and try it. We're gonna try and kill this thing. I feel like most people don't do this. They just like, I feel like most out DPS the boss. I feel like most people would focus doing damage on the boss as their strategy, not what I'm doing currently. But yeah, spring break was pretty good. Like I said, we got to post track 6 for album 2 on the Tuesday, and then I also got to do a bunch of other like cool and fun little things here and there with like doing the shorts, the gameplay, and April Fools. I also had this like school assignment that I've been working through over the break as well. Not one that I've been particularly ecstatic about. I just gotta say that, because it's like, I find it far and few between for assignments that I actually do sit there and I'm like, wow, what an absolutely pumping assignment, right? There's not many. There's not many. They are far and few between. But this one in particular is just like not my jam. Definitely not my jam. Because, and the reason for that being is that we're doing this like assignment that's basically centered around yourself, and it's a very cringe because they expect you to present it first of all. I feel like if I was a teacher, I would never expect my students to and then just or want to share any morsel of something personal with their whole class, because our teachers like want us to like really dig deep here and like try and speak to our inner truths and selves and whatever the hell. And it's like, I feel like I would really not have such an issue maybe doing that if it were not for the fact that we are like literally doing this as just as public as possible, right? just on public servers. I don't want to be doing that, you know? I don't want to be just like talking about all yada yada to my whole class. Because it's like, first of all, why would they care? And then blank, like, and then like, secondly, why should they care? I'm starting to think that this little bug is not going to die, because he just has the infinite life technique. I think we have to pivot again, and now just try and break the boss. This is so cooked. This is so cooked. I think evidently I did not have a good strategy trying to kill that bug. It is not working out. Clearly. Yeah, look, it's already coming back. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Okay. One more try. One more try. One more try. We focus the boss. And pray for a little bit of luck. One more try. Focus the boss. And pray for a little luck. Is it just me, or have these like raid bosses been so hard lately? Ever since the France one. That was when I noticed it. The France one, the boss was just difficult. I'm not really sure why. It's just like that one, she kicked my butt. Like, she was a demon. Her ult had such a cool name to it too. It was La Danse Macabre. That is such a, that's like an aura ult, bro. La Danse Macabre. That's awesome, because they're so French too. It's the like, macabre is like dark, grim, you know. And basically everything Madoka Magica is macabre. And so her ult is like, it's a dance of that. It's like the embodiment of Madoka Magica placed within a dance, and I was just like, that's cool. Like, you got, oh come on, you gotta admit this is cool. I'm doing like Syndrome from The Incredibles. That's what I was going for right there. And Superboy. Is that what he calls himself when he's like trying to be the like all sidekick? Go home, buddy. Calls himself like Superboy. No, Incrediboy. Incrediboy. So silly. So silly. I'm not gonna get the break right here, which is annoying because of the. Guess what's gonna happen? Green bug's gonna heal him. Restore HP. All nice. Nah. Okay. So let me get this straight. You have a minion that restores the whole HP bar instantly, but this minion is somehow harder to kill than the actual boss. Like, I'm a little unsure, like, no joke, what we're actually meant to do in this fight. I'm getting a little loose on the details here, because I feel like my efforts are very, very not, like, what more could I really be doing? What is it that I'm not doing that I should be doing, and how can I start doing that? You know? What is it that I'm not doing, and how can we start doing that? Yuletide Gleam gives a flat buff and then a bonus buff, does it not? Yeah, it does. Yuletide Gleam gives a flat buff and a bonus buff, so it's worth it. And also I get ult for break. Caps out at like 500 now. Pretty sure. This is like the ultimate, like, this has to work or we're cooked. This has to cook or we're dead. Oh, well, we're dead. What am I supposed to do? Because now the green bug is just going to heal him for all of his HP and then I have to quit. Because then I just get cooked. What am I supposed to do? Right? Green bug heals for full HP now? Oh, he didn't. Wait. Pause. Oh. Please don't kill my entire team right now. Please don't kill my whole team. Okay, hold on. Is there hope? Maybe. Maybe there's hope. If Yachio can get ult, maybe? Okay, Yachio has ult. Does Yachio already have Yuletide Gleam? She does. She doesn't need it again then. We have Sayaka buff. And then Yachio ults, and we kill it and we win? Are you kidding me? How? What went wrong there? How, like, was it not on a sliver of HP? You know what I'm gonna do? Okay, this is like actually super duper tactical planning right now. I am going to wait, because Kirika has reflect damage. Kirika has reflect damage. This guy is going to attack the party. This ult, I might be able to use this after he gets some reflect damage, and that could kill him. It's a gamble, but I have to take it. I got scared. This has to kill. Because if it doesn't, the green bug's gonna do a either this kills or the green bug heals him and we lose. Or I hold out for one more attack. I hold out for one more attack. Hold out for one more attack. It was worth it. It was worth it. That was as much reflect damage as we could have gotten. That was as much off of Kirika's reflect as we could have gotten. This either kills or we lose. Nice. Yeah, I'm a winner. I didn't even get a new high score for that. What's my high score? What? Alright. That was an absolutely pointless endeavor. I literally just spent like, what, how long doing that? 30 minutes? Nice. Completely pointless endeavor. I did that for like the hell of it, basically. I did that purely for the love of the sport, for the love of the game. Alright, well, with that, it's pretty late. I actually didn't get to talk about all the little things I wanted to talk about, but that's mostly because it was really late. I wanted to start this so much earlier, which made me sad. maybe doing a 10 pull will cheer me up slightly. Not even necessarily because I'll get a gold, just because I know I'll be doing one, and that makes me happy. Yeah, I feel like I was just kind of like... Oh, which one do I kind of like the look of that one more, I suppose, so why not? Why not? Yeah, well, it could be whatever. Yeah, well, what can you do? What can you do? Anyway, but I didn't actually get to talk about all the things I wanted to talk about. There's actually a ton of stuff. Ton of stuff more that I didn't even get to say. But you know what? Maybe that's just to look forward to for next time. You know? Ever think of that? Or maybe I will see you all on Sunday when the next upload should be. The next upload should be is Sunday. But in the end, we all need to get a little bit of sleep. At least a little bit. And for that reason, I think no one knows our record.